What's up, y'all? Kyle Hamilton here. I want to give a quick shout out to Lucas, Connor, and Ryan in the Week 0 podcast.
Jackson rolling out, 3rd and 7 after the penalty, and it's a completion to Kuma. He's still running. Kuma breaks free against a tire defense as the Hokies deliver the dagger here in Tallahassee. Empty look for Richardson. Oh, that is danger! Oh my! Keidron Smith cuts inside, and he's gonna pick six it in the swamp. Cat scratch fever Smith.
DJ is picked off, intercepted again by Benjamin Morrison. Here goes Morrison down the sideline. Can he go? Yes, he can. Touchdown, pick six, Benjamin Morrison. Nix drops back underneath. Touchdown, Ducks. Wow. Chase Taylor.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Week 0 podcast. Finally getting it on time. We are back from being... what is going on? What was that? It's something there. Already off the bats, as per usual. But we are finally back from our trip to South Bend, where three of us very much enjoyed our time there. One person very much did not.
I enjoyed 55 minutes and 55 seconds of that trip.
I mean 59 minutes and 55 seconds.
Or 59 minutes and 55 seconds.
So, yes. And obviously we'll get to what happened and all that. And we all know that Ryan will be completely wrong when he goes on his
completely wrong. Okay.
5-minute rant.
Connor,
Josh,
get on with it. Thank you.
Yes. Let's get on with it.
Just read our names real quick and then we'll get into the person.
Drone strike missed Doherty. To my left is Ryan. 10 men and an inch travel. I feel like that's a CBS ripoff or like sequel to 2.5 Men or something. That is a lot less funny and yeah.
More depressing.
And to his left is Josh. Wish I had an inch, Brian. I didn't even notice you had put that there.
Yes, sir.
Oh man. Below me is Phil Mays, Madman. OSU won. You actually put that in your thing as a Michigan fan. Nope. Are you actually like, obviously you were probably not happy that they won, but I'm sure you were a little happy that I was pissing Ryan off, correct?
I just wanted to be clear that they won the game and they wasn't necessarily given to them.
That's fair.
Handed on a silver platter.
And of course we have Deion Sanders somehow coming on the stream. Fantastic. He's talking about how his thriller story is over.
They get me now. You know what? Make sure they get me now.
Yes, we have Deion Sanders coming to you live from a house in Oregon after spending what?
They left me on the tarmac. They wouldn't let me back to Colorado.
I mean, you were also left on the
whooping I just took.
You were also left on the tarmac in Chicago for what, 10 hours?
Yeah, shit, that shit
Damn
sucked.
it.
Yeah.
I
mean,
Deion suffered from that reverse vitiligo.
Hey, man, Lanning beat my ass so bad I turned white. You know what happened?
He beat the black off you is what you're saying. All right.
All right.
Let's
get this thing going. First things first, our first topic is Alabama back on track. Beat a top 15 team at home. They took down Ole Miss in Tuscaloosa. Is everything back on track for the Roll Tide?
I'll start.
So
they beat a ranked team. It was Ole Miss. I wonder if Ole Miss just had a few more jet sweeps. Maybe it would have worked. Maybe line up on 4th down, jet sweep. Maybe it would have worked. Who knows? Darn it, Kiffin.
No, they had it. They had it right there. They were up 7-6 at halftime. We were all thinking, Alabama's.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay,
Bama's sucking right now.
basically-
Oh, this is perfect.
Basically, Alabama did a good job winning this game. They're not back on track though. They're not where they should be.
Yeah,
All right,
I don't
Lucas?
think they're until.
I think they kind of proved that. God damn this mic is fucking me up. It's weird. It's so much different than my other one. I think they proved that Jalen Milroe is by far and away the best quarterback on that roster. He had some downs last week, but I think if he just puts together some more games and gets some more experience, I think that Milroe is actually going to be a really talented quarterback for the Tide. Are they back on track? I mean, it depends on what track you're saying they're back
Are
on.
they
but
SEC contenders still?
Of course they're SEC contenders. They're always going to be SEC contenders. Are they national championship contenders? I don't think so. I also don't think the SEC is very good this year. So take that
All right.
for what you will.
Phil?
I guess back on track for where I had them finishing, which is no higher than second in the SEC West. So yeah, they're back on track for that.
Connor?
I mean, I still want to see them play against. I mean, obviously, Ole Miss was a ranked team, but that was a game that I feel like Ole Miss really should have gotten because that entire first half, Alabama looked out of sorts, and I really thought once I saw the first drive, Alabama go nowhere. I was like, oh great! I was like, oh here we go. Ole Miss is going to go down and score. They made the first drive look easy. Where Jackson Dart just ran it in untouched. It's like, oh, here we go. They're going to go 14-0. They just did nothing the rest of the first half, and not much else. So I think it was a golden opportunity for Ole Miss missed. Ole Miss missed. Trying to say that 3 times fast. But I still want to see Bama play against. I don't know. They don't have Georgia on their schedule, do they?
Nope.
They have
No.
LSU.
Georgia this
They
They have
year.
LSU, Texas A&M.
LSU, Texas A&M,
Okay, I
Mississippi
mean, I still
State.
want to see them against LSU because I feel like
Arkansas.
LSU is an offense that can. We've seen the past couple weeks LSU's offense can score in bunches pretty quickly. Jaden Daniels looking really good. Neighbor, that wide receiver, has looked fantastic for them. So I like to see them go up against that. I still don't think they're going to win. I don't even think they're going to finish top in their division, though. But it was kind of a get right game. But this is not going to be their year. I think Bama's at least got another loss or two in their future.
Yeah, I think, and if we're talking about Alabama back on track, we're talking about national title contenders, almost guaranteeing that they're going to win the SEC. I think you can't say that this year still, but I think you definitely saw what the difference between an Alabama team led by Tyler Buckner and Ty Simpson looks like, and how much different that looks compared to Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe threw out a few mistakes against Texas that cost him. But, like Lucas said, Jalen Milroe should be the quarterback for this Tide team going forward. And Tyler Buckner and Ty Simpson should never see the field. The rest
not
of the
at
season.
Alabama.
At least not at Alabama. All right, next up. Florida State survives for the second straight week, this time in Death Valley, in overtime. Go ahead, Josh.
I don't think that's the right way to say that. I think Florida State is the better team, but I think playing in Death Valley at Clemson, it's a different world, and for them to go down there and took a couple of key plays by that FSU defense to really kind of pull this off. I think they did a fantastic job down in Clemson in Death Valley.
Lucas?
I definitely think they survived that game, with it being that they should have lost if Clemson had a kicker. I thought it was an interesting game. I think it showed a lot for Florida State and how resilient they can be this season and how resilient they have been this season. Obviously, it's hard to win in Death Valley. We talked about it. Obviously, I picked Clemson because of that reason. but Florida State has showed a lot of holes in their team, and I think it's going to show a lot down the stretch. They remind me a lot of the 2014 Mississippi State team. So I hope they don't have a fall off like that, because I do like Florida State. I like their players they have, but it's looking a lot like that.
If it's my turn, right?
Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
All right. Yeah, I think they needed to exercise some demons in Death Valley. Obviously, what was it? 2014, the last time they won there. So it's been a long time since they. Yeah, so it's been a long time since they won there. So demons needed to be exercised. I do think they were the better team. They are the better team. It's so funny with them because offensively they have so many weapons, like from Bell to Keon Coleman, Wilson. Obviously, the quarterback Jordan Travis is amazing. So it's really weird when they are like stagnant offensively, because I don't understand like why that is per se. But I agree with Lucas. They have holes on defense for sure, and they were exposed a little bit, but I think they win the ACC.
Connor?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think Travis, does he have another year left, or is this his last year?
He's done.
He shouldn't. I mean, he's been playing forever, apparently.
It's like 2018.
Because I don't know. Because I kind of agree with Lucas in that I don't think they're gonna be good. That they don't feel like they're gonna be good enough to actually match up against these other teams.
It's not sustainable the way that they're playing.
I don't think so either. I'm not saying they're like last year's TCU where they're gonna have all these close games, right? But it just feels like I just feel like they're gonna have a drop. They're gonna drop off. They're still probably gonna win the ACC because clearly now they're easily the best team in the conference. It's probably gonna be like Florida State versus Duke at this.
There's no divisions, right?
Eventually,
No
for the
divisions.
ACC title, which would be crazy.
All right.
They could potentially play Clemson again, and they don't want to play Clemson again.
Let me put this out there. After this loss, how much closer are we to either Dabo being on the hot seat or Dabo being done?
The only way I can see Dabo getting fired is if they.
I mean, they just.
No, I don't think he'll get fired, but I'm talking more of him retiring because I think that's what's more likely to happen.
Yeah, maybe the fan base is a little less patient than administration there.
Yeah.
I would say so, but I don't know. I mean, you can't. I feel like it's really disrespectful for you to be like, oh, he's out of here because he lost to the number 17 team in the country who's undefeated. And then he lost to the number 4 team in the country in overtime.
I know, but it's Duke, Clemson,
or
Lucas.
It doesn't matter. I mean, Duke
no, I know, but Clemson, how Clemson fans view Duke, it doesn't matter.
Get that, but Duke could very well go out there and beat Notre Dame, and then there's a whole different narrative. So I mean, I think
Don't
if
open that wound for Ryan.
I think if like Duke was 1-4 right or 1-3 right now, and their only win was Clemson, then maybe we're having a different conversation. But I think because of the level of the teams that he has lost to so far, I don't think he's on the hot seat.
Go ahead, Phil.
Before you guys go, everybody watching, make sure you like and share this live. Let's try to get some more people in here. Make sure you comment in the comment section what you think about these games as well. Get some engagement going.
Sure.
So bringing it back though, I mean, Clemson has 2 losses and we're not out of September yet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge deal for Clemson fans. And as far as they're concerned, it doesn't matter who they lost to. It could be the number 1 or number 2 team in the country.
You know that hasn't happened since pre-Dabo.
They still expect to win 10, 11, 12 games a season, and they're not going to be able to do that this year.
Well, they definitely can do that.
I could get to 10.
I know it's ridiculous to think that, you poor thing, you're going 9-3, 10-2 every year, all that stuff. It's not the same for them.
Come on, what up?
championships.
What up, though?
Hey, I went to South Bend, Indiana. God is not there.
God is not on our side.
No,
He is definitely not.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry, but he is not attending.
Yeah,
South Bend,
I
Indiana.
think what's going to end up happening.
I don't think he looks over the roads in Illinois either.
So
Damn it.
overall, I think talking about this game, I think Florida State. I'm still got some question marks about Florida State, and I still have question marks now about LSU after they struggled. I mean, riding the struggle bus against an Arkansas team without their best, one of their best players, again for the second straight year in a row. Still don't know what FSU and LSU will be, but in terms of Clemson, I'll say this: if Dabo goes 8-4 this year, which I think is very likely because I don't think they're going to beat Notre Dame, and I believe they play North Carolina, and I think North Carolina. That's not happening. I think
Death Valley. Good luck.
Yes. North Carolina, I think could easily beat Clemson. I believe that game is in
Death
North
Valley.
Carolina
Good luck.
It's not in Death Valley this year. It's at UNC. I think that's definitely possible. But if he goes 8-4, I think Dabo retires.
No.
I think that's just what's going to happen.
Damn it.
But anyway,
It's in
next
Death
up.
Valley, you fuck.
It is? Okay.
God damn it.
What is going on here?
This will be Lucas's chance to talk mad garbage. Oregon.
Should we have him go last, though?
Yeah,
He's
Oregon
frozen.
absolutely pees all over Dion.
Oh my gosh. Boo. Boo, you could have done that
He's
so
on
much
Dion.
better.
I mean, come on, bro. Yeah,
You
I don't.
could have done
I'm
that
not down
so
for
much
that.
better. That's bad.
I'm not down for that. I'm not down for that madness.
He's not down
Maybe
into the
Shiloh
waterworks,
Sanders, but
people.
not Dion.
What the?
What I was trying to say is North Carolina goes to Death Valley.
Okay.
I don't know if you mentioned that, but yeah. So two of the three ranked teams on their schedule right now.
They're not
playing
beating Notre Dame. I'm telling you that right now. Cade
All right.
Club Nick is going to get eaten for breakfast.
Yeah, you said that about Kyle McCord. Look what happened.
Kyle McCord is better than Cade Club Nick.
Wow.
I'll go last on this one. I won't take too long.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, so I mean, this was pretty straightforward, right? Like, I don't think
I don't
anybody
like
picked. I don't think anybody
like that
picked
banner.
Colorado to go in, right? I mean, to win this game. I
Pat
certainly
McAfee
didn't. That's right, he did. But that being said, this was pretty comprehensive. It was pretty straightforward. The storylines that came out of this game are probably the best part of it, at least the. Yeah. So I think the biggest story is what came out of the game in terms of like the speeches and the disrespect on both sides, if you will. If there's disrespect, I think both coaches. I think Dan Lanning did what he was supposed to do. Number one, I take nothing. I don't take any offense to what Dan Lanning did, other than he did call the cameras in, apparently. But still,
no, that's cap. That's cap. Nope, he did not. That is false. That is false. ESPN asked him if they could be in the locker room, and he agreed to it.
And even if he did, though, I still wouldn't be upset about it. But just to clarify, he did not call those cameras in there. So I have nothing against what Dan Lanning did. He did what he was supposed to do. He motivated his team. After that, Travis Hunter pretty much confirmed that too. So I just think Colorado's not good enough to play with Oregon. They're going to get blown off the field again next week. But yeah, that's it.
I love me some Travis Hunter, by the way.
All right,
tops.
I guess I'll go next. Let me come back up here. So, what I saw, because Lucas, Connor, and I, we were back at the hotel room. We were watching the game. I saw domination in every facet of the game by Oregon. And I think that some of the disrespect, and now we've got videos coming out of all the pregame talk during the stretches and everything else coming out. I mean, I know it's football, it's competitiveness, it's what it is, it's part of the sport. Just why they have to do them like that? There was some that was a good old fashioned butt whooping, is what I saw.
Yep. I agree. I told you guys all year that Colorado was fraudulent, and that once they actually played a team worth of anything, they would get absolutely drugged through the mud.
I got receipts.
Dion kept receipts.
I know what you said. I know what you said. I got receipts.
I've been telling people that Oregon was going to beat Colorado by more than what the spread was. I think I was the only one that said that on this channel. Because Oregon is by far and away the better team. I think it's hilarious that after the game,
we weren't going to cover the spread.
Yeah, you said 14 plus. When I was doing the pick and earlier, Dion, I think it's hilarious. He's like, "Oh, they're getting me now. You get me now. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's now, next year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Get used to it, Dion. Get used to it. You guys can pay for all the recruits you want. Doesn't matter. You're going to be the next Texas A&M every year. Go 5-7 to 8-4. Get used to it.
Hold on. Why do you say that?
Because because you get recruits doesn't mean anything.
No. I'm not talking about the recruits part. Why do you think that he's going to be?
Because I don't think Dion is if his type of coach is, he's a kind of like Brian Kelly type, where he's a CEO. He doesn't really. He's not into the X's and O's.
That is the most ridiculous.
Dude, he's not. He hired coaches that are really good at doing their job.
Isn't that what a head coach should do?
Yes, but there are different types of head coaches. There are coaches like Nick Saban that are just into the X's and O's, and then there are guys like Deion Sanders and Brian Kelly who hire really freaking good coordinators to make themselves look better. I mean, Paul Feinbaum even about Dabo Swinney. Like Dabo Swinney is a. I feel
like there's like data for you to, you can say that about Brian Kelly. There's data, if you will. I mean, I don't go that far about Brian Kelly, but you obviously feel that way about Brian Kelly. For Deion Sanders, this is his first, Division I job.
I just think he gets away with talent and then having really good coordinators around him.
He doesn't have enough talent.
4 games.
What do you mean? I'm talking about Jackson State too. Jackson State was only that good because they had 4- and 5-star kids playing against kids that weren't even ranked.
Because they wanted to play for Deion Sanders.
Don't try to sit here because he's a good coach because he destroyed Alcorn State. Like, let's not sit here and be like, oh, that's a great coach.
But he came out. And
I think he's a good coach.
Turned out to not be a good.
Here's the thing, Ryan. Recruits. Here's the thing. Recruits matter. I'll tell you that right now, and I know that because every time I go in our chat, you're sending another recruit that has visited Notre Dame. Okay, so that's how we know that recruits matter, right? If you have Deion Sanders, you're a 4-star defensive back. You go to buttfuck nowhere, Alabama. You're getting recruited by whoever. Deion Sanders walks into your living room, talks to your mama, has a good little talk with you and your family, wants you to go play for him. You're not going to play for Deion Sanders?
No. Like Dylan Edwards was a Notre Dame commit. He decommitted to go play for Deion Sanders.
He's known Deion since he was 4 years old.
Dylan Edwards was going to be our 6th-string running back. He was not beating out Audric Estime or Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, exactly. Ryan, he does it. Ryan, exactly. Every coach, you got to have a good coach. You got to have a good staff anyway.
Like, you act like he's all of a sudden recruiting better than
Ryan, we were saying this about Dabo.
The
Ryan,
guy
we were saying this about
who's a Hall of
Dabo,
Fame
how Clemson's dropped off
player
because they
doesn't
don't
know
have a good
X's and
OC and a
O's?
good DC anymore.
Come on, Twan.
We were saying about Dabo. He's a CEO type. He's relying upon those good coordinators.
Yeah, and guess what? It's catching up to him.
No, Dabo Swinney's refusal to go to the transfer portal is catching up.
Here's what you just watched. You watched an Oregon team that has been recruiting at an extremely high level for the past decade. okay, bringing in extremely good talent into this program with a coach that just came off a national championship. Okay,
Yes.
that's what you're seeing. You're seeing that team play against a Deion Sanders who has been with a team for 1 year, coming off
Okay,
of a
but
team
don't
that
act like
had
he doesn't
one
have
win
the same
last year.
amount of talent.
I think
That's-
the disrespect. I think the disrespect that Oregon got was I'm so glad that we beat the hell out of those guys, and we'll probably never see them again.
I hope to God we never hear from them ever again.
I'm so glad that we kicked that off. Oh, we're gonna continue to hear from Deion Sanders, because I'm telling you right now, in the next 4
when
years,
USC drags him, when USC dragged him, what is he going to say? Wait till next year when I get a top 20 class.
You do know how this works, right?
I mean, I don't want to.
You
You
know
guys
how
shouldn't spend too much
recruiting
time on
works.
this. Like, I think
For real.
it's
We're done.
fair.
We're done.
No, my
Colorado
point,
got
like,
smashed.
this is my
in-
last
in-
thing.
my point is Marcus Freeman fucking sucks. At
Marcus
coaching.
Freeman's a better coach than Deion.
Well, let me bring up Marcus
Don't
Freeman
you do
because
that.
he can't win
Marcus
games.
Freeman.
He
Marcus
has
Freeman
5
is a better
losses in
coach.
2 years.
Marcus Freeman is a better
Trash.
coach than Deion.
Garbage.
Marcus Freeman's and he recruits better than Deion.
I don't even know if
said
Deion
this
lost
year.
5 games in his life.
That
4
was
times.
What are you talking about? He played at Jackson State. That doesn't
champion.
count. Nobody
The
cares
greatest
about
athlete
FCS
of all
football.
time.
Lucas, nobody
Don't
cares
say
about FCS
nobody
football.
cares about FCS football, especially
Nobody cares.
in the.
Guess
conference
what?
that
Did he
was
beat North
playing in.
Dakota
You
State?
put the
Did he play North Dakota State?
He never
'Cause I
played
don't
North
think-
Dakota State.
Exactly. North Dakota State would have drugged that Jackson State team.
They're completely different divisions.
Man, you got
No,
so
they're not.
much
They're the same
vitriol
division.
against a
He is
guy who you've
so
never played
upset.
against. Your team doesn't even have to play him. And you're
but to
so
say that
He
upset.
he's
just,
a better
doesn't like
coach
Deion as a
than
person. It seems like
that's just
Jesus.
wild.
I didn't say he was
This
a
is
better coach
crazy
than Marcus
talk,
Freeman.
bro.
I said that
This
Marcus
is
Freeman
crazy.
sucks at coaching.
No, he
and he
doesn't.
proved it because he didn't
No,
put
he
fucking
didn't.
11 people on the field. 2
Well, guess
plays
what?
in
If
a
you're
row.
talking about recruiting's part of it.
Eddie
Marcus
Haskell
Freeman's a
says
top
Maryland's
5
going
head
to
coach in
upset
college
the other
football
state.
based on
I
recruiting.
agree with Eddie Haskell,
I
do
disagree.
too.
Wally, and Miss Cleaver.
Wally Miss Cleaver.
Let's go to the next thing.
Yeah, let's
Wazzu
move
takes
it
down
on.
the Beavers. Are they a legit Pac-12 threat? Lucas, you're a resident Pac-12 guy. What do you think?
Is Washington State a legit Pac-12 threat? I mean, I think any team in the Pac-12 is a Pac-12 threat. I mean, they're all good teams. You know,
That's fair.
Colorado could take this butt whooping and then go play in the Pac-12
But I
title.
mean,
We don't
like,
fucking know.
Could you
But
actually
do
visualize
I think Washington State is?
winning?
Am I more scared of Washington State, right? Even though we play them in Autzen, and you don't lose in Autzen, but am I more scared of Washington State right now than any other team on our schedule? Yes. My
Even more than
answer
Washington,
is
really?
Yes. My answer is
Man.
100% yes, and here's why. Because if you look at our schedule and the way that it's set up, let me tell you right now. I was just looking at this the other day because
Well, you find that Antoine Michael Jordan never tried to coach.
he was a owner.
He just tried to be an owner and he sucked at it.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
Well, he did suck at
There
that.
we
He
go.
was awful at being an owner.
Yeah, he was not.
Charlotte,
good, but
I
hey,
worked
he
with a
doubled
bunch
his
of Charlotte
money.
Hornets fans, and they
He
were
did.
happy when
He
still
did.
did.
Which I guess makes him a good owner.
I would say
I
that makes
guess.
you a good owner. So Washington is really good, but I think Oregon's going to come into that game very, very, very motivated.
Was that game at
especially off of
Washington,
bye
though?
week. Yeah, it's in Seattle.
Jeez.
Oregon has good luck in Seattle. Washington's really good at home, but Oregon seems to beat them there pretty often. I think they're going to come into that game really, really motivated. It's going to come down to the wire, and guess who we play the very next week? Washington State. That's why I'm sure.
he was a president of basketball ops.
Yeah. So I'm afraid of Washington State. But do I think they're part of like the big three or the big teams? Yeah. No, I still think it's Washington, Oregon, and USC. And I think until one of those teams lose, it can't be anybody otherwise. Also, I am making a prediction that Oregon, number 3 USC is going to be at number 2 Oregon on November 11th.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you right now.
Because Michigan's not losing.
You think Oregon's going to be second in the country?
It doesn't matter. Michigan doesn't have the schedule that either of these teams do, so they'll be behind them.
Ooh, Phil.
Phil just zoomed in on himself to give you the what was that look?
No, I did. I was actually trying to see my eye. It was looking
right.
weird from far
I'm
away.
also not 100% convinced that there's going to be an SEC team in the top 5 by November 11th. But that's
All right,
just
Josh. Wazoo, are they a legit Pac-12 title threat?
Honestly, from the outside looking in, I don't think so. Just because you got so many good teams now, could they mess around and appear in the Pac-12 title game? Absolutely.
Yeah,
If there's one thing I know about watching Pac-12 football at 2:30 in the morning,
just
is that anybody can beat anybody in that conference.
yeah.
Dude,
It's a
fuck.
little
I'm going to say this right now. Fuck Eastern Standard Time. It is the worst for college football. It is. I don't know how people do it. It is the worst for college football.
I feel like that's why the
don't have
Pac-12
college football,
struggles
right?
more than anything, and has struggled and is obviously falling apart, is because of Eastern Standard Time, right? Most of the people live on the East Coast. They don't stay up to watch, Wazoo versus Oregon State, right? So that's one of the reasons that that conference suffered. And it's not right. It's not fair to them because they got some good games this year. That's the best conference in college football, in my opinion. They got the best quarterbacks, top to bottom. So,
I mean, the fact that Arizona State's messing around, like actually competing with USC and a
I
Pac-12
wanted to finish that game
Drew
too.
Pine.
Drew Pine.
Drew Pine. No, but Washington State could absolutely mess around, find themselves in the Pac-12
You know how
championship.
hilarious that'd be?
I
if
don't think they're
Wazoo-
going to win.
If Wazoo fucks around in the last year of the Pac-12 and wins it, that would be fucking
That would be
hilarious.
nuts. What would be hilarious if it? Well, I guess.
And then they're like, "Hey, you
Have
didn't want the
that.
Pac-12 champs to join your conference." That'd
The
be
old
hilarious.
Pac-2.
The old
I think an old
Pac-2.
two-pack.
All right, next person here.
Phil.
oh yeah. Do I think they're legit? I think they're legit to the same degree, I guess, like most of you guys are saying. Like, they can do it. They can beat anybody, I feel like, right? Any given Saturday. The likelihood of them beating like Oregon, I think, is less. I think they don't beat. I don't think they clear Washington. Those are the only two
That
teams
Apple
really I
Cup.
think they can't clear.
That Apple Cup is going to be insane.
It is.
They say
But
that
I think they
every
can
year,
beat
and then
anybody
Washington
else.
beats them by like 3 touchdowns.
That's true. That's true.
That is true. That is very true.
I think they I think they can beat if they beat Oregon or Washington. I wouldn't be necessarily surprised. I just don't think it's likely. Everybody else though is on the plate.
All right, Connor.
Yeah, I think Lucas gave some good points. I think honestly, as we've seen every single year, we're just going to see the Pac-12 just eat itself alive with
They're
how
going
many
to
good teams
cannibalize
there
each
are.
other.
Exactly. I think that's the biggest problem for any of these teams. One team will probably come out of this relatively unscathed, maybe one loss. I think it's going to be Oregon or Wazoo, Washington. Whoever I think wins that game.
Utah.
Utah's
real quick, do you guys
I don't
think
think Utah. I think it's. I honestly, does Washington also play USC this year? Lucas, do you know?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Do they?
Okay, I
Yeah,
think
they
it's gonna
do.
be one of those three that come out of there. Someone's gonna have to. I don't
USC
think
has to go. So USC's back into their schedules at Notre Dame, Washington, Cal. Then they get. Believe is that game they play Autzen at Autzen, right, Lucas?
They
Or is it
USC? USC comes to
Yeah, USC then they go to at Autzen, at home against Utah, and then they got to go play. I believe it's Oregon State at home to finish their year.
Christ.
Jesus
Christ. Yeah, I mean it's
no, you're very wrong. They play Notre Dame in South Bend. They play Utah in Southern Cal.
Okay.
They play California, which doesn't matter. And then they play Washington in Southern Cal, Oregon in Eugene, and then UCLA.
I thought they played Oregon State.
okay. So I mean, I don't know. Either way, it's the Pac-12 is going to cannibalize itself, and I think it's going to be one of those USC, Washington, Oregon.
USC's going to have 2 losses at the end of the year.
If
So,
this is
They're
the
not going to
first
lose to you
year,
guys.
well, they will. Their defense can't stop anybody.
Your offense couldn't do anything against
Okay, Ohio State's got a better defense.
Oh my gosh, both of
your
you.
offense can't keep
Ladies,
up.
you're both
your name
beautiful.
is
Hey,
Shut
can I-
up.
trash, we saw it.
Can I get 10 seconds really quickly?
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh shit, Melo's here, Ryan.
Oh,
But anyway,
Melo's here.
that's not what I stopped for. Bleacher Report hasn't given me my money.
Ooh.
That's it.
Assholes.
Okay.
Carry on.
All right.
Oh, okay.
We spent
Just
enough
carry
on
on.
this.
That's all.
All right, so I'm going to play this real quick as it leads us into our next topic. And then we can do the – but this is what we had to see and witness in South Bend.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What you should really do
You
is
guys were
get-
on this side of the field too, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
we're
you
on-
should
we're on
really
top
do,
side.
you should really pull up Connor's video that he made. It was actually such a good video.
Oh, so put it on my Twitter. Ryan, pull it
Look
up.
at that guy right there, that
Yeah,
chiseled mug,
pull
that
up
Duluth
Connor's video. It's so good.
trading model right there.
Duluth
Be sure to
trading
be sure to follow me on Twitter as well when Ryan pulls this up, if he does.
For sure.
Ryan
Oh,
looks
I
like he
didn't
doesn't-
see that. I didn't see that McCord was talking trash. Get the fuck
He
out of
was.
here, McCord. You didn't even score a touchdown. Shut up.
Ryan, can you pull up my can you pull up my Twitter?
This one.
Yeah, what's it on?
It's on my Twitter.
L.
Can I see your
doesn't,
personal Twitter?
You know what's so great about watching a game like that is that I was completely neutral, didn't give 2 fucks who won, and it just was stress free. Oregon had to
Yeah,
beat
that
the
was
hell out of
great.
Colorado.
I was actually
It was
pretty
just-
neutral as well.
All right, I got it pulled up.
I
No,
never shot it once.
Connor-
I was just
Let's check it out.
All right.
Connor was not neutral. He wanted Ohio State to win that shit.
That's
Damn
really
it.
good.
Ohio State to win.
I actually was more just wanted.
All right, hold on. Let's
good.
go.
This is
Okay, this is
yeah,
from
this
our
is
seat.
Connor.
All right.
All right. Oh, this is good. You guys were.
4-yard line.
Yo, can I get some more pixels?
Yeah, right. Watch the Notre Dame
Look at all the
fans
red.
when he turns to the Notre Dame fans. Go the other way. Oh, when he goes the other way.
I had to cut it way down.
Oh, it's Blue Hope right there. He's right-
When he turns this way, they're just so bummed. Look at him.
Yo. Where's Ryan at? Where's Ryan?
Ryan's to my left. Ryan's
Behind
further to
me.
the left.
He's collapsed in his seat.
No, Ryan just had. I don't even know. It wasn't even like.
I
It's
originally
the exact same
cheered.
as right now. It's
I
just like,
actually originally cheered because I thought from my point of view, it looked like he was short. So there were actually on our side of the field, there were a lot of Notre Dame fans that were cheering because we thought he was
at
short.
first, yeah. Then
And-
in the very few seconds, and then
And
once
I
Ohio
still-
State ran it.
I still swear on everything that he did not get in that end zone.
I swear that you are completely.
They
wrong.
showed an angle.
He
Totally
was
prove
in,
it.
bro.
They showed an angle on the big board where his knee
I know,
literally was
isn't that
down
funny, Antoine?
before
His
the
arm
was
is
about to play.
here with the ball.
It's not where his
and
arm
before
is,
his-
it's where the
It doesn't
ball
matter.
is.
It doesn't
he
matter.
touches his
We
elbow.
understand.
Dead
But
wrong.
Zach-
Mello says that McCord put up better numbers than Hartman. He's
Oh,
more
because
clutch than Hartman.
He had more
and
yards.
only his fourth start.
Yeah, he had more yards, better than
Oh,
Hartman.
Mello.
Shut up, Mello. You don't believe that. He didn't even throw a touchdown pass, and he's got Marvin Harrison Jr.
I mean, he drove his team right down the field. when
he
it
got
mattered.
aided. He got aided. He got a lot of
Aided
help.
by what? When Obuka
horrible
was
play
wide
calling.
open?
By
Bro, by the way, what was that defense? You guys rushed three pass rushers, dropped 8, and just let Ibuka go 18 yards up the field, sit in front of the goal line. Like, that was so stupid, man.
Hey, we were playing prevent defense. We had
Exactly.
It
Don't-
prevents you from winning.
It prevents you.
Marcus
from winning.
Freeman lost this game with his coaching.
Well, okay, I don't want to hear people say that Kyle McCord's better than Sam Hartman. That's just blasphemous. Kyle McCord has the best receiver in college football. Couldn't even throw a touchdown
Who
pass.
said that he was? Okay, You're talking shit to a team that just beat you, dude.
They
Like,
got
it's
handed
so
the game. They
embarrassing.
didn't beat anybody. They
You
got
sound like
handed a game.
you sound like a Colorado fan right now.
Nah, man,
It's
they
so
got handed a
embarrassing.
game.
Right there.
They got
It's
handed a
so
game.
it's
Wait, have you
so
heard from
embarrassing.
Colorado fans since you won?
They don't exist, I don't think.
No, they don't exist anymore.
All right.
Dude,
There's
no,
one.
I mean,
There's one guy that tried to. He was like on. Okay, I gotta pull this up because this shit was funny.
no. Okay, well, we're talking about this game, so
Yeah.
go ahead, guys.
Was this the game we were talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Look, I still
But
won
this
South Bend.
still is South Bend. Okay.
There's one guy. I don't want to. I don't want to give him a
By the
shout
way,
out,
I think you
but-
guys were way too nice to Notre Dame in your rankings.
I got this.
You know, how are
Yeah,
you gonna
why do you
fall by
think-
losing by an inch?
Why do you
That's
think
not
we?
fair.
Put, I
Bro,
put him.
you
I put him
lost.
lower.
Sure, you lost by an
You
inch,
can't
Ryan. But
drop us for that.
Hey, man, I wish I had
wait,
man.
you supposed to stay where you at? You lost. No,
You
man,
stood-
you lost.
Okay, if
at
anybody
home.
else in the top
You were
10
at-
played Ohio State, they lose.
Listen,
except Michigan.
listen, Ryan, you lost
No.
at home.
Yes.
You
It
get
doesn't
th-
matter. If you watch the
What do you mean it
circumstances,
doesn't matter?
We handed them the game. We
you
lost it more
didn't.
than they won it. Yes, we did.
You
Okay,
cannot.
I-
say
It doesn't
that.
matter.
I will say
that's
Notre Dame
more
lost more than
embarrassing to
Ohio State
lose
won.
the game to a team.
But
No,
that's
we're-
why they're not as good.
Then you know
Losing
what,
to an
Ryan? You
inferior
deserve to put
team
on that
is
Brutus
embarrassing.
head. You know what? I told you not to make that bet. You made it anyway.
Hey, you know what? I know Melo was sweating when that I know he was sweating. I was thinking about Melo when we got on the fourth and inches and we stopped them on the jet sweep. I'm like, Melo's already getting the leprechaun costume on. I'm like, dude, you could ask these guys. I was getting ready to storm the field. I was like, all right, like
Dude,
when-
Connor was
funny.
telling me in my ear, he was like, I kind of hope
I hope they don't win because my legs are
Yo.
killing me.
He didn't want to storm the
I didn't want
field.
to stand here
Well, I
longer.
got
Connor,
this. I
that's
got this,
horrible,
guys.
bro. It's like-
So,
Connor spoke that shit into
Halftime, right?
existence.
Yep.
So,
Spoke it into
halftime.
existence.
he manifested that loss
Guys.
for you, man.
Wait, no, Josh, yeah.
Okay, so halftime, right? Me and Connor, we're big dudes. We're like, we gotta go get something. Anyways, we're standing in line, and like we're having this conversation. Like it's it's kind of not really a good look if Notre Dame storms the field after beating Ohio State. It kind
Let
of
me
makes
guess,
it look
Connor
like
was
they
yelling
don't
this
belong.
at
Like it wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
The guy in front of me, Notre Dame fan, turns around and says, "Hell yeah, I'm storming the field if we win." Are you kidding me?
No, if they won, they should have stormed the field. I mean, it's not like they beat this team. They haven't beat them since like the 30s. They
I
should
know,
have stormed
I
the
know.
field.
Yeah, we would have stormed the field for sure.
Yeah.
And I would have, dude. I told you guys. I said I was gonna go up to an Ohio State fan or an Ohio State player and bitch the fuck out of him.
I don't
Oh, yeah.
even think.
He
I don't
was
even
gonna
think.
get hit.
See,
I
Ryan, you
was
always got to
going-
take it a step too far.
I don't
man.
even think Ryan could have stormed the field.
Ryan
if he
getting
wanted
choke
I could've, man.
slammed
Dude, I actually
at
had my second
midfield is
win.
not part of the plan.
Ryan took an Uber for a 5-minute walk.
Dude, I was. It was
And then
like
the Uber
fucking,
didn't show up.
yeah, I was pissed.
We had to wait.
1936.
Josh
Dude.
waited the longest, but we
You know
had to
what?
Detroit
wait.
Like,
Lions,
these guys-
absolutely, they are trash.
Specifically,
cans.
Lucas left after like the first 30 minutes of fucking game day.
Do you know how fucked up I was?
Oh my gosh, Lucas
I had to
regained
take a
harder than
nap,
everybody.
bro.
Dude,
I
don't
had
give
to-
me
to
shit
take
about
a
fucking.
nap.
I stood there and saved.
I saw you guys though.
for
I
4
went back and
hours.
watched that in
You saw
4K because YouTube TV is amazing. And you guys are clear as day. I can see all four of you. Connor's holding up his phone.
Yeah.
But
Lucas
go
was
ahead.
randomly pumping his fist. I thought that was
Dude,
it was,
we were doing
was
some
hilarious.
wild chants. Me and my boy
We
Jacob.
said fuck
we
Ohio,
were
which I
doing
still
some
don't
crazy
regret.
shit.
Let's
it-
go, Duke.
It was a good time, dude.
Put that
No.
up. Put that
Let's
No,
go,
no,
Duke.
Duke's
Dookie.
gonna get absolutely curb stomped this weekend.
Let's
Nah, I
go,
don't
Duke.
think they will.
No, Notre Dame's gonna come out pissed off and be like, "Hey, you know, we should have won that
No,
game,
Shout out to
I
Melo,
don't think they
1936.
will.
and we're gonna
Hey,
take
hey,
Duke to
Ryan.
the woodshed."
We do need to know when your Brutus head is coming in.
Yeah.
Dude, it's on its way, man. I ordered it.
Gotta
on
have it.
Amazon.
You know
it's
what I
on
want
its
him
way.
to do even more than that? Like print out a picture of a Brutus head and like glue it to a brown paper bag and wear that.
Hey, man,
That would
on
almost be
game day,
better.
on game day, when we were at game day, I literally shook Brutus's hand. I was
I'm
like,
so
Oh, God.
pissed.
You shouldn't have
so
done
it's
it.
you're the reason you lost.
Dude, I'm so
You're the
pissed
reason.
about that football.
It wasn't.
OSU is
it wasn't
mid.
me.
Hey, Swan,
Oh.
Detroit, we are gonna wipe the floor with the other states.
Dude, I hope Ohio
Yeah,
State beats Michigan just for that comment.
Michigan's gonna
Michigan is
destroy
not.
that.
No, you know what?
No.
Actually, I think Penn State is
No,
gonna.
You know what? I
Michigan
hope
and
so.
Penn
State
State
too.
might beat Ohio.
Oh,
I
Mello,
hope
we're gonna
Ohio-
let you know. We're gonna let you know for
I
sure
hope
when
Ohio
that episode
State-
is.
I hope Ohio State beats Michigan for two reasons. One, because Michigan fans were talking all that shite about that game when they weren't even playing.
First of all,
And-
why wouldn't you let me speak in your live in your
What do you mean?
space? Ryan wouldn't give me
I
the
know,
floor
I
in his
did.
space.
I let you speak. There was just a bunch of Ohio fans that were like in there, just like they were bitching. They weren't even talking about the game. They were complaining about Lou Holtz the entire fucking 2 hour space.
Hey,
Like,
speaking of that,
hold on,
Dr.
hold on.
Phil, Lou Holtz made a response. You gotta talk to Ryan Day some more.
Oh, word. Nah, I gotta check it out. Yeah, I gotta.
He
check it
said,
out.
no, you know what he said? I'll read it to you. He said that I got the quote pulled up.
He
Hold on.
basically said that Ohio
said,
State
okay.
is still mid.
He said, I can understand why Ryan Day said
said
what he
there's-
did, but he doesn't want to talk about Michigan. He's 0-2.
Damn.
He's a
Well, he's
great
1-2.
coach, done a tremendous job. Ohio State's a good football team, but I don't think
Hold
they're
on.
great.
Owen Day.
Owen Day.
Michigan
Owen
fans
Day.
support Notre Dame. They
Owen
chanted
Day.
at the Rutgers game. Yo, that's
who?
true.
Owen
That's
who?
true, Ryan. At the
Okay.
Rutgers game, Michigan chanted like beat Ohio. So, we were there for you guys.
There was a lot of Michigan fans that wanted Ohio State to lose this game at
Of
South Bend.
course.
No, dude,
Nobody
but
wants
it's
to
like,
see Ohio State.
I'm talking about on
prosper.
Twitter. Michigan
They
fans
were doing
like,
a
had an
fuck you
opinion
Desmond
about it.
chant.
Well,
Like,
because
I know
Michigan
you like
fans
that.
are fair. I'm sorry, Mello. You might want to cover your ears for this one. I know you're another state fan. Michigan fans are fair. After the game, we had to give it to you raw. You did lose at home.
Yeah,
To the other
you
state.
got to look at the circumstances. The refs were trash. They missed a ton of calls.
That didn't help.
Sam Hartman. Okay, my 5 minutes starts now.
Ohio State.
My 5 minutes starts now.
No,
he's
your
been-
5 minutes is not.
Let me
No,
move-
you
I'm
had
a-
3 minutes.
It's
So
been
when did it go
3
on
minutes
5?
starts now. All right, let me go on my rant real quick. Notre Dame's playoff chances, they're not shot. They're going to go undefeated the rest of the year. They're going to absolutely drag. You guys can laugh at me all you want. They're going to absolutely drag Duke this weekend. They're going to go at Louisville, and they're going to drag Louisville. Then they're going to play USC at home. I hope to God Caleb Williams has the balls to paint his nails FND again, because we will absolutely, unequivocally curb stomp USC in South Bend with the way that defense is. You give 28 points to Drew Pine in Arizona State. What do you think Sam Hartman's going to do to your defense? What do you think Audric Estime is going to do to your defense? That's going to be a long day in South Bend for USC. Then we got a pretty easy schedule till Clemson. I'm not scared of Clemson. This is the same Clemson team that came to South Bend last year and got absolutely destroyed. So, Notre Dame's going to go 11-1. Ohio State, you guys, I swear to God, with all the shit you talked, you better freaking win the Big Ten so that we have one loss at home by a fucking inch to the Big Ten champs. And then we get that rematch against you guys in the playoff, and we beat the fuck out of you and give you guys it back 2 times. 2 times what you guys did to us, because we were the better team for that entire fucking game. The refs were on your side. You had Big Ten refs in the booth reviewing every single Notre Dame play.
Are you hearing this?
Sam Hartman got the first down. I don't care what they say. Sam Hartman got that first down. That was clear. Even Josh will back me up at that. Sam Hartman got that first down. Oh,
In
what
the
about
first quarter.
the four egregious holding calls on Ohio State, one of which was on the long Travion Henderson touchdown that Marvin Harrison got away with the freaking hold.
Bro, that was not egregious.
That was a hold. That was egregious. He wouldn't let Cam Hart get off the block. What do you mean? And then
Cam Hart
to
wasn't
break
trying
his
to get off that block. He wasn't
Yes, he
trying
was.
to tackle him.
yes, he was.
He wasn't.
Anyway, next up, Ohio State's DBs got away with PI the entire freaking
Oh
game.
my god. Oh my god.
They were mugging, absolutely mugging.
Oh no. Anyway, last week.
Got like 50-something seconds left. Let me talk. Anyway, we'll talk about what about the 2 face mask call that they missed? The one on Sam Hartman And then the 1 hour receiver, not only was it a PI, it was a holding, a PI, and a face mask all on one play. They only gave us a PI. Come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, give us a freaking call.
Somebody
What
saves
about,
his
and then
man.
the late hit out of bounds that they threw the flag for and then picked it up. You know how many times I heard there's a flag on the play. There was no foul on the play. What do you throw a fucking flag for then? Like, first, this is my last point. Big Ten refs should never be allowed to call a game at Notre Dame Stadium unless if we are playing Michigan, Michigan State, Purdue, Indiana. I don't care who it is, because anytime we play a team like USC, Ohio State, and we get their conference refs calling our games, they always purposely don't give Notre Dame the calls. They have an agenda. Anyway,
You sound like Howard Dean here. We're gonna go to
last time I'm saying
Louisville.
this, Notre Dame will be 11-1. Notre Dame's going to make the Natty this year, and we're going to beat Ohio State in the playoff.
All right. Let's see. Unadulterated.
Let's just
unhanded. Oh, here it is. Unhinged.
there you go.
It sounds like Ryan might have to go see Dr. Phil.
I'm thinking
maybe.
the same thing, dude.
Maybe.
I'm thinking the exact same thing.
I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to do that to you, Ryan. I'm not going to Dr. Phil you.
Yo, I need to go see Dr. Phil because I'm going to absolutely complain. I was even telling the guys on the way home, I said, "What? When none of my teams, whether it's the Broncos or Notre Dame,
don't talk about them.
Oh, don't talk about the Broncos
we
now.
can
Don't
never
talk about the Broncos.
Wait, can I just get one game, like one big game, where we get one?
I think you should just.
humongous
I think you should
call.
just change
Like,
fan
can we get-
bases.
Can I get one humongous call in our favor? That's absolutely terrible and a bad call for once.
Your team's lost by a
please.
total of 34.
Shout out to Dom. They will not make the playoffs.
87.
We will make the playoffs, and you know what? Michigan's not making it because you guys aren't winning the Big Ten.
Okay,
Michigan?
so
Michigan?
one.
Whoa. Okay.
Michigan's winning the Big Ten.
Why are you so mad about
Michigan's struggling with Bowling Green.
What
that?
is struggle?
Man, y'all are going to be really
what is
upset
struggle?
when Penn State wins the Big Ten.
Notre Dame is not going 11-1. I'm sorry. I just watched a whole football game of Notre Dame. They're not going 11-1. There is no stretch of the imagination that says
I will
they're
bet
going
money
11-1.
that they go 11-1.
How much? How much?
$100
Hey,
bet.
please,
$100
please
bet.
like and share
1
this.
million. 1 million.
$100.
1 million.
Please share
I know you
this
have
live.
it. I know you have it. 1 million
No,
right now. Your house. I want your
No.
house.
No, $100.
I want your. I'll take you.
No.
I'll take your.
Dude, I'm telling you.
family too.
Oh, dude.
Take them all. They can stay.
What part of that
They
game
can stay in the
did
house.
you not say that? Like, even
I gotta go to
ESPN,
bed.
even ESPN thinks Notre Dame's a good team. Like, so don't do that, Lucas. Don't do that.
They're
Notre Dame
a
would-
good team. Okay,
Notre
sure.
Dame
they're
would
not
beat
going
Oregon.
11-1.
No, we
brother.
beat Oregon. We would
No,
beat Oregon.
absolutely not.
We don't struggle with Texas Tech.
Hey, Mello makes a
I
good
know,
point.
you
Hey, put
lose
that.
to
Please, somebody
the
put
other
that last
state.
one up. Mello makes
Hold
a good
on.
point here.
Ryan, you're not good with bets.
Oh,
That is
really?
so true.
Oh, he lost the LSU one, the Ohio State one.
We still have the one about Texas A&M in Miami, Lucas. Don't forget that one.
Oh, I know, and I am very confident in that one. By the way, 'cause
Oregon
Miami
was
is
swipe
good.
Notre Dame.
No, they do. Oh, really? You're gonna struggle with a 1-3 Texas Tech team? Notre Dame blows out teams they should. We don't.
Oh,
our
man.
food.
What
I
other
needed
Power
this.
5 school?
Connor,
have they
you all
played?
right?
And then NC State, who's better than Texas Tech.
No, they're
That's-
not.
Will
That
be
is
Starships.
it.
They are
NC
not.
State is
Are you
so
playing
bad.
Starfield?
I do not want to be involved in this conversation.
NC
So
State is
then
the
Oregon
worst.
would smack the shit out of
Oh,
Notre Dame.
because you smacked Colorado. That's not even a high. That's a high school.
Oregon can actually beat Ohio State, by the way, in the horseshoe. So I don't want to hear it. They don't lose
Okay.
at home.
That's
by
a
the
But
way.
when we make the playoff, Lucas,
The last time we
talk
saw
about it.
Oregon in Ohio State.
Oregon's gonna lose to Oregon State this year
Damn it.
again.
Maybe.
No, DJU is going to get one over on the Ducks.
And Notre Dame doesn't lose to DJU.
Congratulations. They did actually when he was on the sideline.
We don't lose to him at the starting quarterback. All right. Anyways, Thunders
Oh,
and
man.
Bummers of week 4.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, because
Bummer of the week, Notre Dame's coaching.
that's mine. I got
That was his.
Fourth quarter coaching. Hey guys, we gotta run the clock out. I know screen passes.
Hey,
bro.
no, if you
How
watch the
was
screen
that?
pass-
Was so stupid.
Dude,
That
if you
was
watch the
that
screen
might have
pass-
been one of the worst calls I have.
Dude, I
ever
look
seen.
back. If he completes that screen pass, that's a touchdown.
Bro,
There's
why
no
you
Ohio State.
Forget
defender
him completing
did.
it. He almost completed it to JTT.
Oh, because he got a fucking tip. That don't count. That's not.
It was in his fufucking hands.
No, it wasn't.
Yo,
It was
Ryan,
he
Almost
Ryan,
picked it
Ryan,
off.
have you gone to sleep since you left South
Yes,
Bend?
I have. And Ohio State fans are out here acting like
I
they
need you to
blew
take
us
a nap.
out. Ohio State fans are talking
buddy.
like they blew us out. You know they were sweating.
Oh,
Acting like
buddy.
They definitely were
They
sweating.
were.
Did you see
They
Garrison's celebration? He looked like radio. You gotta go look. I got it in the tweet. You gotta find it.
Oh,
It's crazy.
Nobody's biased, dude. How can you watch that game and be like, Ohio State won that game?
They did
OSU is
They
legit.
They did
did.
not.
because they came out
I
with
don't know about that.
the dub.
OSU is
They're
trash. We're
undefeated.
gonna kill them in the
And
big
you know
house.
what? My favorite thing is Ohio State fans say, "Man, we should have blew out Notre Dame by 31 points." Shut the fuck up. You didn't.
Who said that? Where you're
Am I
making
go
this
on my
shit up.
go on my post?
I'm
Go on
calling
my
you
post.
out right now.
Go
You're
on my
making this
post.
shit up.
No, I'm not. Go on my post. There are like fucking 10,
Will
20 Ohio
Johnson-
State guys that said that.
Is gonna hold Marvin Harrison to 0 catches.
Oh, really? Don't do that. Ben Morrison's way better than Will Johnson. Not even close.
Don't say way better. Do not
He's
say
way
way better.
Don't
In
say way
relation
better,
to
bro.
Ben Morrison
Way better.
No, sir.
and Will
Hey,
Johnson,
hey,
bro.
Phil, this is the same guy that said Pat Surtain was the best corner.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
It is. What do you mean?
Robbie
he gave him
Anderson
that-
says
he gave him-
otherwise.
he gave him-
Dude.
Pat
No,
Surtain
no.
is still trying to catch
Chosen.
the fourth
Anderson.
string wide receiver for the Dolphins. Pat Surtain is a joke, bro.
He's not
he
a
is
joke.
not Sauce
He
Gardner.
wasn't trying, man. They were already down like
He wasn't trying?
Dude
Wasn't
named
trying.
Chosen put up.
Yo, come on,
Okay,
man.
what did he do to your Raider? What did he do to your Raiders, though? Absolutely locked up the best receiver in
we
the
we
NFL.
won.
Yeah, but he locked them up.
We didn't need him. By the way,
No,
don't say he locked up Devontae Adams
Held him to
because
two
I showed you a
catches for
game where
12 yards.
Devontae Adams went off on Patrick
Two
Surtain.
catches for 12 yards. That's really
Hey, yo,
good.
you know what?
Didn't
I'm
need
not
him.
gonna do this with you. I'm not gonna do this
Yeah,
with you. That's fine.
don't.
That's
Let's
fine.
move on.
That's
Come on. Come on.
Oh, man. All right. Thunders and Bummers.
First of all, I don't appreciate you pointing out to the world that I'm a Raiders fan either. I try to keep that, but that's another thing.
Yeah, that's. I'm a Titans fan, man. That's.
Chargers suck, too, so it's all
I'm a
right.
Pittsburgh fan.
I mean, nobody's worse than the Broncos right now.
Hey, the Broncos
But-
will beat the Chargers again like they do every
Broncos
No,
are
they
the worst
won't.
team in.
We beat them every
Actually,
year.
the Broncos are the second worst team in football. The Bears are worse. But we're about to see who's actually.
Acting like
Right.
we didn't have Justin Simmons or Kareem
I'm sorry,
Jackson.
man. I'm sorry. The
didn't
show
have
probably-
players. The refs were
my
against
fault.
us.
My bummer though is Marcus Freeman's play calling late in that game. I like Marcus Freeman. He's actually from my hometown in Ohio, but he did go to the other state, which probably contributed to him not being able to count to 11.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then that screen pass when all he had to do was hand the ball off 3 times, forced the other state to call that last timeout. So all of those things contributed to him being the bummer for me. He did not do a good job under pressure as a coach.
Also, Melo, I'm sorry, Michigan doesn't decide to play anyone outside the Big Ten. That's actually
Don't do that.
good.
Don't do that. Mello, I'm sorry that you're a Giants fan. So there's that.
That's tough, man.
Imagine bragging about beating Rutgers. That's tough.
Who's bragging?
They're
Nobody
in our
brags
they're in the
about beating
conference, bro. We
Rutgers.
have to
Get
play
outta
them.
here.
We have to play Rutgers.
Who's
You don't see Michigan
bragging,
out here,
bro?
You don't see
They're
Michigan out
bragging
here
about
like,
being
hey,
undefeated. I don't
let's
see
go.
Notre Dame.
Rutgers
What
was a
happened last
3-0
time?
juggernaut when they
Hey.
came to the big house. All right.
You know what? The last time Michigan had the balls to come to South Bend, they got absolutely destroyed.
Oh,
Yo,
my
you know
God.
it was your AD who canceled the game, right?
No, you guys just decided, hey, we don't want to play an actual team in non-con. We're
Oh my
scared.
god. You
Okay,
just-
so see, he's still making up shit.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point.
I remember when you guys said
epic levels of ridiculous. You know what? You will be in Dr. Phil's office. I
remember. Hey, we got Shea Patterson. We're gonna win the playoff this year.
Hey, I hate Shea Patterson. I still hate Shea Patterson. I wish nothing but bad things for Shea Patterson.
We're gonna go to Notre Dame Stadium.
Nothing but bad.
He was the number one pick in, I think it was the XFL draft or USFL.
No, it was the USFL, and he was a trash can.
Garbage.
They cut him after week 1. He's a trash.
You know what's crazy
player.
though, is Rutgers played harder teams in their non-con than Michigan.
Yeah, they were a 3-0 juggernaut. They were a 3-0 juggernaut when they came to the big house, and we showed you what we do to 3-0 juggernauts.
You played with your food for the first half, and then you just you do that.
They've done that every game.
Hold on. Was it Notre Dame scoreless in the first half?
Didn't Ohio State have 3 points in the first half?
Did Notre Dame miss a field goal?
45-14.
Yeah, what was the last? Antoine, what was the last time? What was the score last time you guys came to the Bend? Exactly.
That doesn't matter.
Notre Dame is not good at home, bro.
Yeah, we are. What are you talking about?
Not a good
Didn't you guys lose 2 games at home last year?
Okay, and
we definitely got another patient, Antoine. We got another patient.
Oregon has lost 1 game at home in their last 27.
Okay, you guys play nobody. What are you talking about?
What is happening? Stunners and bummers. I gave my bummer. My stunner is the Michigan Wolverines. We're destroying teams every week.
I'm interrupting you, Phil. Lost to Marshall at home, but we play nobody at home.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Marshall's undefeated, by the way.
No.
1,851 days since Notre Dame beat Michigan.
Because you guys won't play us. You're too scared.
That is a lie.
Hey, isn't that the year the last time Notre Dame was good at football?
No, 2019 was in
1851. No, 1851 was the last year they were good at football. You're right.
All right,
back when they were still playing a team called Chicago.
You guys are averaging 30 points against trash teams.
Hey, Ryan, enjoy all those national championships over Northern Michigan YMCA men's football team.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with my
Springfield Rec League.
I think Phil. I don't know if you said yours, but
yeah, I gave it.
All right, my stunner is running back for Kansas State, DJ Giddens. I think that's how you say his last name. Guidance, maybe. He had 30 carries for 207 and 4 tuds. He also had 8 catches for 86 yards. Went absolutely fucking berserk on UCF to give UCF their first loss. And then my bummer of the week is the Cupcakes that play offensive line for Colorado. They gave up 7 sacks. We kind of saw it coming. I think Dion kind of saw it coming, but I think also, it was just bad. They're gonna play probably better D lines than Oregon has coming up this season with like Oregon State. Oregon State's gonna absolutely. I don't even want to know the kind of things they're gonna do to those guys. But their O line is maybe at Jackson State they would be good, but not so much at Colorado.
All right, I'll go next. So my stunner of the week is going to be the Georgia State running back, Lucas's guy in fantasy.
Yes, sir. I still lost to Josh. I don't know how. It was a
Marcus Carroll, 29 carries, 150 yards, a touchdown, 5.2 yards per carry against Coastal. We were watching that game in our hotel. That kid absolutely it was just a one-man wrecking crew against that Coastal defense. And then my bummer of the week is going to be Ryan Day for being such a freaking cornball, for calling out an 86-year-old Lou Holtz. Just won a game, an amazing game, a classic in college football. And the only thing on Ryan Day's mind is not, this was such a great game, not, this was a battle between 2 teams and my guys came out and won. It was, I wonder where Lou Holtz is at.
Definitely not how
He
Get
did
the
say,
F
"Where's
out of
Lou
here."
Holt?" I'd have punched him in his face. He would have whipped Lou Holt's ass out there.
He said,
Why was he
Brian
trying to fight
Downey-
Lou Holt?
Hey,
He was trying to fight Lou Holtz. Do you know the quote from what happened?
Yeah. I saw. That's where you guys were. That's where I saw you guys.
Yeah,
Oh, and
we were chilling back there. I was throwing up.
also the fact that Ryan Day said it's Ohio against the world, like it's always been.
Dude, I thought that was so
Fuck outta
fucking funny when he was like, a bunch of kids from Ohio, and then Phil's like, you got a dude from Mobile, Alabama, fucking bumfuck nowhere, Illinois. Like, what are you talking about, Ohio? Oh, I thought that shit was so funny.
That was the weakest, like, game-winning speech ever. Like
He was fired up, dude.
He's sitting
He
there
won,
like,
he just won the biggest game of his career.
Dude, he's sitting there on the sideline. He's like, man, if we score this touchdown, the first thing I'm gonna say is
Melo said the Buckeye recruits.
I'm pretty sure he didn't say. I'm pretty sure he didn't say if we score this touchdown. I'm pretty sure he said.
Yeah, of course he did.
Oh my God, there's
Ryan
not a
Day-
D lineman there. Let's run it there.
Ryan Day hasn't showed emotion like that since he has been at Ohio State. He's never showed emotion like that. So I think like him doing that on live TV after the biggest game of his career, I think it's important for him and recruits.
Let me pose something to you guys, and you guys let me know what you think. Michigan football the last 2 years has absolutely broken Ryan Day, and that rant, as much as it was about Lou Holtz, was also about the narratives that have come out after those Michigan games. Mm-hmm. And that was what it was really about, right? Lou Holtz even, right, to some degree, called them soft because of what is going on with Michigan. So Ryan Day felt it necessary on a national platform to say, we're not soft.
Michigan is living rent-free.
You got to come out and say it.
Dude, it's September. It is September.
Right.
What is it? September 26th. It is September 26th. They don't play Ohio. They don't play Michigan until the last week of the season. And all Ryan Day's worried about is Michigan. Michigan is living rent-free in Ryan Day's head.
Yeah, all he's thinking about is Michigan and still beat Notre Dame.
Shut up, Lucas. We'll get that rematch.
Whoa, you missed your chance, partner. You had 2 tries.
Partner.
All right. Connor, who's your stunner and bummer?
It was towards Jim Harbaugh.
Connor's checked out. He's watching a baseball game right now.
Who cares about
I
baseball?
literally slept for 16 hours.
Are you watching baseball?
He's for sure watching baseball. There's no shot he's not.
Connor's the only one of us that obsessively watches baseball.
And he still lost. Oh, by the way, easy money. Put money on Ole Miss -4 this weekend.
I said my stunner was Cam Ward. I had his numbers here. Let me pull them up real quick. He went nuts as per usual. 404 yards, passing, 4 touchdowns in that win over Oregon State. And then I said my bummer was Iowa's offense. Getting one step closer to Kirk's son getting fired by going scoreless.
He scored 0.
Against Penn State. What a waste of a whiteout game that was for Penn State.
Michigan dodged a bullet, man.
We did. And it's all because of the greed of Fox. So shout out to Fox.
Shout out to Fox.
Thank you.
Shout out to Fox.
All right. Surprise team of the week. Who's your guys' surprise team?
Shit. My surprise team of the week is Georgia State. 4-0 for the first time in program history. Beat team that isn't quite as good as they once were in Coastal, but still a formidable opponent. Got that done. And their quarterback is an absolute stud. Their running back is an absolute stud. Hopefully Georgia State can do some crazy things in college football this year.
All right, Phil.
Surprise team of the week for me. I'm gonna go ahead and say Wazzu, Washington State. I thought Oregon State would win that game. I didn't expect, and Washington State kind of won that game easily. The score isn't too demonstrative, but it wasn't that close.
Yeah, Josh.
All right. My surprise team of the week is South Carolina. Surprisingly enough, they did not give up a bunch of sacks, and they were actually able to hang with a Mississippi State team that decided to go back to air raid. Pretty surprising. Uh, I think Mississippi State had almost 500 yards of offense in that game and still lost. So,
Yeah,
good job, South Carolina.
my surprise team of the week is Georgia Tech. They went into Winston-Salem against Wake Forest and absolutely curb stomped the Demon Deacons. The score looks closer than it actually was. They won 30-16, but the 16 wasn't really until Wake scored a touchdown with I think 50 seconds left, and then they went for two. So Georgia Tech, they're 2-2 this year, but they're vastly improved from where they were a year ago. For them to go on the road and curb stomp a team that was 3-0, I know it's Wake, but still, for Georgia Tech standards, I think that was a pretty good win.
My surprise team is actually I'm cheating a bit, saying Syracuse, Kansas, Duke, and Kentucky are all 4-0. I think that's the first time ever those four teams have all been 4-0 at the same time, and it's not even basketball season yet. So, one of those fan bases is going to be very disappointed come March, though, because obviously not all of them are going to win the championship. So yeah.
I do have an honorable mention. California put up 500 yards of total offense against Washington this week.
California is actually
they're kind of nice.
Okay. They're weird.
Yeah.
They had 32 points and over 500 yards of total offense.
Is a baller. I'm not even sure if he played in that one, but he's a baller.
He's insane. And their quarterback, I want to say their quarterback, well, at least it was to start the season, Sam Jackson. He's actually really good.
Notre Dame is mid.
Yeah, we're mid, but it took you guys till 3 seconds left to take the game-winning touchdown. All right. That must make you mid too, Ohio State.
They are both mid. That's why I've been saying.
He's a Michigan fan.
Oof.
All right.
And we are not mid. We're
Jaden Ott did play
here.
All right. We got meme team of the week.
The meme team of the week.
Let's go.
Straight off.
It's actually not in this meme specifically.
So our meme team of the week, if you guys couldn't tell, is Colorado for getting absolutely drugged through the mud in Autzen Stadium.
Hold on. Does that? I think we could say they got skull drug.
Skull drug.
Up and down the field. Hey, you know what? I don't want to punt from my own 17-yard line. I know you guys can't stop us. Let's go on and hand it to a lineman to run for this first down on fourth.
All right. Let's see the other one we got.
Skip called it
missing Colorado fans.
Yeah, what does Skip say?
He said it was like malicious or some shit. I want to pull this up because I find it really fucking funny.
Skip is wild, man.
I hope it goes up on the channel fine because this
Colorado or reliable Big L.
Damn.
This was absolutely hilarious to me. I want to pull it up on
Step on my O.
Bring that ass here, boy. This is my worst loss of the season.
I don't have.
Hold on.
They're not paying us.
Hijacked.
That's the impact of Sharpie in a gel pen.
Yeah, Sharpie.
Clip from a
all right.
making such a way with a lot of things that we can certainly fix. I know I say that every single week, but it's always true. Our players had a great practice today, this Monday.
A lot of talk of national.
You guys hear it fine?
Yeah.
So Zach, you're on the right.
Coach, there's been a lot of talk of nationally about your pregame speech and your aggressive play calling. I think Skip Bayless called it venomous vengeance. Just curious what your thoughts are on that and kind of how your words have been skewed a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know Skip at all. I've never had a conversation with him. I've watched him enough to know how often he gets it wrong. So, I mean, sounds about right. But I mean, ultimately, here's what I say: we're playing to win the game, right? And you saw a 15-second clip from a window view outside the house of what happens in the locker room, right? I know our locker room. I'm in the house 100% of the time. I know how our players felt going into that game. And I know what it takes to motivate our players. That's my job, to motivate our players, right? He has a job. I have a job too, to get out there and to perform on the field. But inside that house, they felt a certain way. They felt a certain way about a group stomping.
Okay, that's enough. But yeah.
Can I just say this
Again,
Dan
I've
Lanning
nothing
gives
wrong.
off big Lucas McKnight vibes. Like, I feel like that's what Lucas would be like if he was a coach.
Yeah,
I'd be
no
saying,
problem with Dan
saying
Lanning,
more out of pocket shit.
Anything he did.
This
By
is
the
my
way,
worst loss of the season.
Really quick, let me.
The one that really upset me was it bothered me the way that it was Richard Sherman, Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin. They were all talking about how jealous Dan Lanning is of Deion Sanders, and it's disgustingly jealous. And Skip was on. This was the one with Skip as well.
That's it.
And it was all, he's so jealous of Deion Sanders and all these things. And
Nobody's
that's why
jealous of Deion.
He did. Okay, a lot of people are jealous of Deion. I'm
Nobody's
jealous of Deion.
I'm not.
Okay. Anyways, but he's talking about how jealous Dan Lanning is, and he didn't speak about Deion Sanders. He didn't say a word about Deion Sanders. He was talking about Colorado.
Yeah. So I don't, like I said, I don't have a problem with anything Dan Lanning said. He did the right thing, motivating his team. That being said, one thing I do have a problem with, and I've been kind of a Deion defender against, Ryan mostly, but mostly Ryan. But the one thing I don't like that he gets afforded is he gets on shows like the show with Skip, Undisputed, right? He basically gets a platform for 30 minutes. Then at the end of it, he's like, talking to recruits, hey, come on to Colorado. I don't think that that's necessarily fair. Just like I don't think it's necessarily fair that Nick Saban gets every Thursday on Pat McAfee. It's just you know what I mean? Recruits get to see these guys every week. You know what I mean? Not outside of them actually having to reach out to them by phone or.
I know, but if I'm a recruit, I don't care if Deion's on Undisputed.
Well, you're not a recruit, so
but
matter of fact doesn't matter.
It's not just that he's on Undisputed, right? It would be different if he was just on Undisputed being interviewed, but they actually give him like the platform to then speak to recruits. He literally said to all the recruits out there.
Most recruits care about what they can do for them, not like what they're.
No, I get that. I get that, bro. I get that. But it is like I said, it's Deion Sanders. It's these kids' parents now, are fans of Deion Sanders. Like it's not even about necessarily the kids anymore. Bryce Underwood's father is like a Deion Sanders stan. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things. That's one of the advantages he already has, especially in like these black households, right? When you go into the living room of some black mother that's cooking soul food that Deion can relate to, it's so different than middle America. You know what I mean?
I know, but there are other coaches that are African American that can do the same exact thing. Like Marcus Freeman's a big guy that does that stuff like that. You hear?
I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point. I get that Marcus Freeman is black and he can relate, and I give him that, and he's done a good job recruiting. I'm saying though he's not Deion Sanders,
but he recruits better than him already.
Well, Doug, Deion Sanders has done this. I'm not even going to argue with you. That's fine.
I wouldn't even argue with him about that.
Waste any more time about
something
Colorado.
else that. Something that,
but you understand the point I'm giving.
Yeah, but my point is like,
no, I get it.
How does that automatically mean that Deion's going to just instantly recruit better?
It doesn't,
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it does.
Advantage.
I'm saying it's an unfair advantage that everybody else doesn't have.
It gives him that unfair advantage. And something that was bothering me about this whole thing is Oregon has been a national program for the last, decade and a half, maybe more. Like a national program. We didn't just show up.
Right.
In college football.
That's another thing I pointed out to Ryan
Shannon
on my show, actually. when we got into like a back and forth when he was in the comment section.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp was talking some madness about how Oregon is only getting eyes on them because of Dion in Colorado.
What?
Yeah.
See, this is the type of shit you get with Deion Sanders in college football. You get casuals that don't know anything about the sport and come in here and try to give their opinion on shit. It's so annoying.
And you're not I don't think you're wrong about that. I think Shannon Sharp doesn't watch college football, and they're only talking about it because Deion Sanders is the head coach for Colorado. And so he's saying this crazy shit like people don't watch Oregon. I'm like,
all these guys are his friends, by the way, too. Which
that is
all
false.
These guys speaking positively about Prime is going to start stealing 5 stars. No, he definitely is.
I think
he definitely will. But the thing is,
nobody wants to go play Colorado.
All these guys in these positions, the Shannon Sharps, the Michael Irvings, the Richard Shermans, the other people, Skip Bayless even, are all friends of Deion. And even when he's not there and they're speaking positively about Deion after he just got spanked, it helps Deion.
Well, dude,
right?
the fact that Michael Irvin's on there like a week ago before the game saying Colorado's gonna beat Oregon. He's like, you never watched a game of college football, Michael Irvin. Shut up. Nobody cares about
Michael Irvin is just his buddy.
Like I know, but like nobody.
Terrell Owens was on the sideline, by the way.
I mean, like, and then these people when after the game they're like, Colorado got absolutely drugged, and then they want to sit there and backtrack and go, well, we did say it was going to take a monumental effort. What do you mean monumental effort? They could have had a monumental effort, and they still would have got beat by 21 plus. Like
that's cool.
That is like it's just.
I think they did give a good effort. Yeah, they are his friends. I think the Skip Bayless thing is kind of hilarious. Not to say something out of pocket, but
this is what I mean.
Brian, will you let me fucking talk?
Hold on.
This makes sense.
This is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. Like, as a fan and other coaches that have done this for longer, it is, and that's why a lot of these coaches don't like Deion. I told the guys in the car on the way to Solid Men that there was a poll that SiriusXM Radio did with all the 126 FBS coaches, and the simple question was, do you like what Deion's doing in Colorado? 80% of the coaches that did that poll said they did not. So that means that a lot of coaches now do not like Deion Sanders and what's going on.
I agree. Let me ask you something though. Let me pose it. Because we got to play some devil's advocate here. And I hate. By the way, I don't want to talk about Deion in Colorado, but I do need to address this. 80% of those people said they do not appreciate what Deion's doing. I understand that. And I understand what Antoine's saying. And Antoine's a black man. And I understand, right? Cool. A black man talking about another black man. That being said, what is the percentage of those 100 and whatever coaches that were asked? How many of them are not black?
Most.
Right. Like maybe even more than the 80% that said they didn't like it, right?
Right.
Why does race get brought into it though?
Well, because it always does. It
is a cultural thing, right? Like
I don't
you
think
can't
it's a
relate
race
to
thing,
what
though.
Deion is saying. And I'm not trying to make it a race thing, by the way. I don't want it to be a race thing. By the way,
it's always going to be
disclaimer,
Phil, and
not race.
It's
a
fine.
cultural
It's
thing,
always
though.
going to be.
You hear the way Deion Sanders talks, you don't like it, right? You've said as much. You don't like the way he talks. You don't like the way his confidence kind of set something off inside of you, right?
No, it just rubs people the wrong way.
Cool. I understand, and that's and that's how you feel personally. For me though, Deion Sanders talks the talk, and it's kind of like he's speaking to like my soul, you know what I mean? Like, and then when he goes out and he walks the walk after he talked what he just said he was gonna do, can you imagine what that does to like some 17-year-old kid who collects Jordans and listens to Drake? You know what I mean? Like, it's different. It's the cultural difference is the difference. Outside of race. It has nothing to do necessarily with him being black. It's how he's getting it across.
Like that. That's what this is kind of like another thing with.
But I disagree with this because because we keep saying this guy that just came off the street. And here's my thing. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Deion Sanders either. Like, I'm just not a fan in general. Like, I don't dislike the guy, but I'm just not a fan. This dude didn't just come off the street. He played 15 years in the National Football League.
In terms of coaching, Lucas, that's what they're talking about.
He played 15 years in the National Football League. He is the greatest cornerback of all time. He is the greatest athlete of all time, in my honest opinion, because he also played in the major leagues and was a good major league player. He didn't just come off the street. He knows a lot about ball. He knows a lot about ball.
But he did it. Bro, he coached that kid that you admitted was committed to Notre Dame and then flipped to Colorado when he wasn't going to start.
He wasn't going to start at Notre Dame. That
doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. He's still coaching.
Now you're playing semantics. I don't care about whether or not he was going to start or not.
Just because he didn't have experience coaching doesn't mean that his experience.
Just because he coached at Jackson State for a couple years doesn't mean
before Jackson State he coached kids.
High school
coach.
High school.
But you said he doesn't have experience coaching.
That's where most people start their careers.
But my point is that there are coaches. This is the reason that coaches don't like Deion Sanders is not because of that. It's because it has nothing to do with race. It's because a lot of these guys coach for like 20, 30 years before they even get a shot to be a head coach at the college football level. Before they get
30, 40 years?
Like
30, 40 years?
No, I said 20, 30 years. There have been guys that have been
not
assistants.
even.
Hey, bro, I want to see Ryan.
You realize Dan Lanning is 37?
Yes, it's changing now.
37.
Marcus Freeman
beat you by 50 points.
Marcus Freeman has been coaching since 2012.
33, bro.
Okay, so Deion just gets to be like, hey, I'm Deion Sanders, so I get to coach at the FBS level. That's just how it is.
Your professional football team.
It's the same thing with Eddie George and Eddie George now at Tennessee State, and it's the same thing with Ed Reed at Bethune-Cookman. They saw what Deion did, and they're like, all right, these guys have never – Eddie George never even coached high school football. But Tennessee State, hey, we want you to be our coach.
Because he knows a lot about football, bro.
Yes. But Eddie George said he had no knowledge whatsoever about coaching.
That's fair.
That's
a fair point. That's a fair point.
Now you're going to start having schools do that.
Deion is not that, though.
If you start somewhere, I mean, look at
it's just you can't. That would be like me doing a job and having seniority, and then doing something for 15 years just to get my shot, and then some dude because he was an NFL athlete comes in, he only has to pay his dues for a couple years, and now he's a head coach. Bro. That's not how that works.
If you are the greatest,
he's not the greatest cornerback of all time.
He is.
Don't do that. No, he's not.
Oh my
Who's
Lord!
better
That
than him?
He's a better.
Champ Bailey's better than him. Champ Bailey's better than him.
All right, I'm ending the stream. This has been the Week Zero podcast.
Yeah. Okay, quit. Shut up.
We like you guys.
Ryan, you're emphatically wrong about that.
Is not.
And you will always be wrong.
No,
that is so crazy.
No, it's not.
That might have been the craziest thing you said.
I hate having to defend Deion Sanders. Like, Deion Sanders doesn't need defending, but against people like you, Ryan, obviously there is a place for defending.
People just assume he's a great coach. He's already up there with Nick Saban.
Right.
Cool.
By the way, have you heard Nick Saban talk X's and O's?
Bro. He could get eventually.
Antoine,
he's
heard
not.
Nick Saban talk X's
See, the thing is, Deion Sanders will never be Nick Saban. Deion Sanders will never be what those guys are. Never.
Okay, and Notre Dame will
who
never
are those guys?
win a championship. They're not going to win a championship.
He will never be a top 5 coach in college football. That's not happening.
Why not? How can you just say that definitively?
But people think he's a good coach because he coached at Jackson State, man.
Marcus Freeman will never be a top 5 coach either, and he has more experience.
So because that'd be like me going, okay, well, you know what? I spent 2 years at Central Michigan, and we played really good. I'm a great coach because I coached Central Michigan. That's not how that works.
So
you think Marcus Freeman is a good coach?
Did Nick Saban win a national championship in his first year in college?
Huh?
Did Nick Saban win a national championship his first year coaching as a head coach?
No, but people didn't consider him a great coach. People didn't consider Nick Saban a great coach until he won a national championship.
So you're holding against Deion Sanders because Deion Sanders didn't say I'm a great coach.
No, I'm not talking about Deion. His fans are the people that put him up on this pedestal.
No. I get that. I get what you're saying. But you're holding that. You're holding what other people think of him against him.
No, I'm just saying, like, and he acts like he's this.
He acts like Deion Sanders, bro.
Yes.
He's been Deion Sanders his whole fucking life.
Okay, but
He's
why do you think
always
people
been
don't like
this way.
LeBron James?
Have
LeBron
you
James
ever-
is my favorite player of all time. People don't like LeBron James because he's great.
People don't like LeBron James because he talks about shit he doesn't know about.
Yeah, okay, really? You could say the same thing about Deion. You could
People
say
don't
the
like
same thing about
LeBron
Deion.
James because he flops like a bitch.
No,
Deion talks about
LeBron
football,
James
bro.
is the best player to ever touch a basketball.
Stop
But people
it.
want to sit
He's
there
the
and
best
hate
pussy
him.
to ever touch basketball.
Bro, you're from Illinois. You think he's better than Michael Jeffrey?
He's better than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan didn't win anything until he got Scottie Pippen. Dude couldn't even make a finals without Scottie
Phil,
Pippen.
it should tell you something. He grew up in Chicago and he's a LA fan.
Who is Scottie Pippen?
One of the greatest players of all time. He's top 20 for sure.
Top 20 player all time?
Yes.
Ryan, I want you to stop it. I want you to get a good night's sleep tonight.
Ryan
I want you to drink your milk, eat your
No,
weed.
because you guys are nutting all over Deion Sanders.
Ryan needs to go for
You're
a
not.
walk.
You do realize none of us are actually supporting Deion. It's just
Dude, Deion
he's
is not the best.
making us
Champ
push
Bailey
it.
is better than him. I'm telling you.
How is where and what statistic?
Champ Bailey is
How?
better than Deion.
How? When?
Ryan,
In
your
what way?
opinion drives
How?
me to drinking.
How? Explain.
Ryan,
I want you to explain
how
your
much?
knowledge.
Ryan, have you been
Ryan's
drinking the entire time since you
He
got
doesn't
home?
even know. He doesn't even know why he
Dude,
he's better than Champ.
I've
Bailey.
watched
Why?
both play. He's
Oh
better.
my god! Can we? What are we doing?
Ryan,
here? I
Ryan,
need to eat some
give me
fucking
any
food.
stat that proves it that he's better. Can you give me a stat?
Give me a
at all?
stat that proves Deion Sanders is the best cornerback of all time.
All right, that's it. He's getting muted for that one. That's
No.
Bring it up.
Yes,
Bring it up.
yes, 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 yes,
Top
yes.
Give me a
20
stat.
He's a great
Give me a
player,
stat.
and that's coming from a Pistons fan.
That's right.
Scottie Pippen is a great player. Scottie Pippen is a phenomenal player. Michael Jordan, though, is Michael
But
Jordan
LeBron
with or
can't-
without
See,
Scottie
Michael
Pippen.
Jordan couldn't carry a team to the finals. LeBron could.
Nobody can.
Yeah, LeBron carried. a
LeBron
team
never
to the finals.
has, bro.
No, that's
He did
fair.
in
I'll give you that.
2007.
LeBron took a bunch of mops
Bums.
and brooms to the finals. I'll give you that. And he promptly got swept, by the way. But
But he beat the defending champs, the Pistons.
Hey,
by
who didn't
himself.
lose the finals?
they weren't the defending champs.
Yeah,
Then,
they
by the
were.
way.
Yeah,
No,
they
they
were.
weren't.
In 07? Yes, they were.
No, they weren't. They won the chip in 04, bro.
Dude, the Pistons were the defending champs.
They won the chip in
Or either they were either
04.
the defending champs or the defending Eastern Conference champs.
This is crazy, man. This is crazy.
But LeBron out here taking a bunch of bums to the finals. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan couldn't get out of the first round. That's crazy.
You have to. Did you
he
get this?
still
Did
has
you get
more
this narrative
chips.
from Nick Wright? This sounds
No.
like a Nick Wright narrative.
I don't even watch Nick Wright.
This
Nick
is
Wright
crazy.
hates on Nick Wright literally hates on LeBron. Why would I watch him?
Nick
you
Wright
know-
loves
Yeah.
on LeBron. Nick Wright. This is why I said this is a Nick Wright narrative
No,
because
Skip Bayless
this is
is
what
the
he
one that
says
hates
about
LeBron.
Michael Jordan.
See, and this just
Skip Bayless
tells
is
me
the
how
one that
much
hates
Ryan does not pay attention.
Oh, because Michael Jordan's just the GOAT because everyone says he is.
No, I'm gonna tell you why Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
Yeah, I
Michael
would
Jordan-
say the consensus matters.
Michael
I would
Jordan
say
is
No, it
the
that's
GOAT
doesn't.
because
kind of a
No, it
thing.
doesn't.
he went to six NFL.
Why would we
six
take
NBA
consensuses?
championships. He
If we're
won
going
6
off of
NBA
championships,
championships.
then Bill Russell's better than
No.
Michael
It's
Jordan.
not just about
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
championships. I was. This
Okay,
is a line
well,
item list,
besides
Ryan.
the championships, LeBron has more everything besides defensive players of the year.
You know
How
why?
is that
Because
he better?
he
also
doesn't have more
he also
MVPs.
has
He doesn't have
5
more finals
seasons
MVPs.
than-
He has more
he
finals
doesn't have more.
MVPs.
the reason why.
He doesn't have
No,
more
he does
finals
not.
MVPs. He hasn't won any more. He doesn't have more finals. What are you talking about?
He's won 4. He won the MVP all 4.
6 for 6.
Okay, are they really going to give it to Scottie
He has
Pippen?
6 finals MVPs.
He had help.
Josh just hit himself.
LeBron
He doesn't wanna
James
listen to this shit
has-
anymore.
Did you
Hall
just
of
say,
Fame
are they
help as
really
well.
going to give it to Scottie Pippen after saying Scottie Pippen is a top
No, I'm
20
saying like
player
they're not
of all
going to give it.
fucking
They
time?
always give it to
Is
the best
is
player on the
Dwayne
team.
Wade better than Scottie Pippen, Ryan?
That's close. I don't know.
Why? Dwayne Wade did it without LeBron James. How is it close?
Okay, LeBron did it before he was with Dwayne.
No, he didn't. He didn't win a chip
He
before he
went
was
to
with
a
Dwayne.
chip. He went
No,
to a
but
chip.
he didn't win a chip. Dwayne
Okay,
Wade actually
but
won
if we're
a
talking about the
championship.
best, if we're talking about best player of all time,
Right.
I'm looking at could put a team on his back and carry them by himself to a championship.
Do you know how many
This
times
is
Michael Jordan
insane.
did that?
None.
This is an insane conversation.
None.
This is an insane conversation. Michael,
Yes,
one.
I don't
one-
even know how we got the LeBron.
Dude,
Jordan,
Watch
because
the
of
Last
Ryan's-
Dance, bro. That's all you need to
I
see.
have questions.
By the way,
Everything
those
that you
ESPN
say has to be fucking fact checked from now on, because this is an insane.
I'm not the only
conversation.
one that says
Guys.
LeBron's the best. That's what's crazy.
I don't care. I
Guys,
don't care if
okay,
you're not
so-
the only one. All of you are crazy.
Okay, so
How am I crazy? I'm
not
totally
you,
wrong.
Connor. Shut
What?
up. Oh my gosh, guys! I hit my head at work yesterday, and I'm pretty sure I'm losing it because we're supposed to be talking about college football.
And,
Yeah, I don't know.
Ryan,
What's
Ryan,
happened?
like I'm just like hating on Dion all for everything.
What do you
This
mean
is
hating
last
on
week.
Dion for
This
everything?
is-
Nobody
this is
likes
not the
Dion.
current one.
Hey, by the way, I feel disrespected with the pick'ems because I'm not on the list and some other kid is on the list.
We need it. We got. Yeah. What is
I've,
this?
I've
What is it?
participated in pick'ems at least 3 times.
He has. He really has. He's going to participate again this week.
Hey Ryan, just wondering, how many 60-point games does LeBron have?
Doesn't matter. Who cares about points? LeBron's not a score first guard.
Do you know how you
Dude,
win games,
Hey,
brother?
you know how you win games? Not just points, assist.
Who has more
rebounds,
defensive players of
blocks.
the year?
Who has more
What
blocks?
determines an
Assists.
assist?
Defensive
Exactly.
Bro,
players.
he's
determines
played,
an assist? Oh my God.
he's
You know
played
what's crazy?
basketball for
You know what's
50
crazy?
years.
You know
He
what's
should
crazy?
have more
You
of
You know what's crazy?
everything.
LeBron literally is not a score first player, and he still leads the league in
Score first?
scoring.
What the fuck are you
That's
talking
what-
about?
He's
Because
not a
he's
score-
played for 1,000
What
years.
do you mean? No, he's not.
Dog.
He's played 2 more years
Ryan,
than Kobe
Ryan,
did.
I'm gonna say this the nicest way
Okay.
possible.
Who also
Full
played for 1,000
seasons.
years?
That's 164
If Michael
games.
Jordan played the
Plus.
same amount of years as LeBron James at the clip he was
He
scoring,
wouldn't.
that
He
record
couldn't.
would be
He
so
couldn't, though.
outer space.
He couldn't though because he wasn't good enough. He didn't take care of his body. That's his own fault.
He wasn't good
Bro,
enough.
he didn't.
Did you just
He
say
didn't
he wasn't
retire
good
because his
enough?
body gave out.
Michael Jordan could never average 30-some points a game in his fucking 20th year. That's
All right, I gotta go eat some food. Fuck these pick'ems.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. Go
Ryan.
ahead. Hey,
oh.
hey,
What
guess
the
what?
fuck,
They're
dude?
both trash. I don't care. They're both trash. I don't care. I don't
Oh
care
my
at all.
God, Ryan, what the fuck?
This
Don't mute me.
conversation is crazy. I can't believe
This is my
it's
show.
late for me to be arguing this.
Gosh, it's super late.
Ryan just hates Dion
Let's get to
in
these
everything.
breakdowns.
No,
Let's
I
get
just
to
don't
these-
like
Hey,
Dion,
bro.
and he's overrated.
No.
That's
no.
cool.
I'll tell
That's
you,
cool.
I'll
I don't
tell you-
even want to
I'll
talk
tell you
about
what
Dion.
Ryan like.
I don't even want to talk about Dion ever again.
I'll tell you what Ryan doesn't like. Ryan doesn't like the attention that a certain coach at Colorado gets.
Because he's
That's what Ryan
never
doesn't
done
like.
anything.
Shut up, Ryan. I'm talking for you.
Because Ryan won't shut the fuck up.
No, because he's
Exactly.
never done anything worth getting
Who
talked about.
cares? Who cares?
You know what I want to talk about? The back-to-back national
Pick'ems.
champs.
Let's talk about these picks.
All right. It's a three-way tie.
God, we just wasted like 25 minutes of my life that I'll never get back. About
A lot.
Never
a
gonna-
lot
you're
more
never
than
gonna get
that.
those
Ryan
back.
cares about.
Never gonna get those back. Ever.
We will never get those back.
I could be asleep right now.
See, I could be bland and just be like everyone else. Be like, yeah, Tom Brady's the GOAT. Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
You know you're
Deion
doing
Sanders
that.
is a
You
GOAT.
know you're doing that by saying LeBron James is the GOAT.
No,
right?
I'm not bland. Literally, most people my age
That
think
is
LeBron
the
is the
most
GOAT.
milk toast. That is the most milk toast.
It's because old people get triggered. Like,
Old people get triggered.
Old
Yeah,
people
here
get
we
triggered
go.
when they
Yeah,
hear
you
things.
tell those boomers. You tell those boomers.
LeBron would beat Michael Jordan right now with his 2012 Miami Heat team against
LeBron's
best Bulls team.
2012 Miami Heat team would get beaten to death.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would.
LeBron
They
would
get
absolutely
beaten
lock
to-
down Michael Jordan.
They would get beaten to death
Hey,
because
hey,
they
hey,
wouldn't
Ryan.
be playing
Hey, Ryan.
by the
No,
soft
no,
ass
seriously.
rules they play by today.
Seriously, Ryan. Seriously, and I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. Michael Jordan would never, and I mean never, allow Jason Terry, right?
Okay,
to
but that
guard-
no.
No. I haven't
We're
finished the
not
point.
talking about
No,
the
I haven't
Dallas
finished the
series.
point. I
We're
haven't
not
finished the
talking
point.
about the
I
Dallas
haven't finished the
series.
point. he would never allow Jason Terry one-on-one to guard him and in that game with 6 points. That would never happen.
Okay. But what if that he was also still young?
Michael
at the
Jordan
time. What are you
today
talking about?
At 60.
What did Michael Jordan do? And his
20 points on Jason
Scottie
Terry today.
All right, let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's get
Michael
these
Jordan
picks
was 22 years old.
Don't do that, Michael, because Michael Jordan also never played for a poverty franchise like the Cavs for most of his career.
Chicago was a
Bulls
poverty
worked out
franchise
for
when Michael Jordan got there.
Chicago
Well,
was a
how
poverty
soon in Michael
franchise.
Jordan's career did he get Scottie Pippen?
3 years in.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Let's do the pick'ems. I don't want
right.
to.
Yeah, I gotta get to sleep.
This. Yeah.
I got a 9 to 5.
Temple at Tulsa. Tulsa's a 3-point favorite.
We blame you, Ryan, if we all fall asleep at work.
Give me the Owls. Give me Temple.
I'm taking Temple as well. And I'll take those points. Temple outright.
Give me Tulsa.
Okay, good split.
Louisville at NC State, who is better than Rutgers.
Louisville. They're going to cover big too.
Louisville covers that. Yeah.
I want Louisville to win because I think Louisville will be ranked then for Notre Dame.
They're not going to rank Louisville.
Yeah, they will.
Louisville's trash.
I don't know. That's a tough one because it's at NC State at night.
Oh my god.
I'll take NC State.
Okay.
Fuck it. I'll go with Louisville.
Okay, all right.
Connor, who you got? Okay, Louisville all the way around.
Cincinnati at BYU. Somehow Cincy's a 1.5 point favorite.
It's at BYU.
Yeah, give me BYU.
Yeah, give me the bicycle college.
Give me the fighting Zach Wilsons.
BYU.
Somebody should fight for Zach Wilson.
Somebody.
Number 10, Utah at number 19, Oregon State. Oregon State's a 3.5 point favorite.
I'm going to take Oregon State in this one.
Yeah, give me them Beavs.
Yeah, give me the Beavers.
Hold on, is Cam Rising coming back?
Hold on.
I don't think he is.
Matters. I don't think
Cam Rising's coming back at all this year, actually.
I think he will, but it's not going to be this game, I don't think. They bring it back for the USC game.
Right, just for USC.
Okay, so it was announced today that he's still questionable. He's going to be a game. He's going to be a game time decision, but he's splitting reps in practice with Nate Johnson.
He's not. He's probably not there.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Beavs.
Yep. What about you, Connor?
I took Oregon's. I think I took Oregon State last week, and they burned me. I'll take Utah.
All right. You want to take us out or do our dubby?
No, because we don't give a fuck.
After all of that,
yeah, you want to do?
Oh my gosh! Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gents, if you're still here, and you need some energy, check out Dubby Energy. You find them at w.gg. That's w.gg. Use our code week0 at checkout for 10% off your order. It's actually really amazing stuff. I've tried other stuff like G Fuel and other powdered energy drinks, but this stuff really works. So
yeah, when you're tired of my takes on this show,
when you're as tired as Ryan's unhinged rants and nonsense, try Dubby Energy.
People can't handle the truth, man. I can't handle the truth.
He's talking about himself, everyone.
He's fully gone
People
insane.
just can't comprehend the utter truth that is spoken.
Nope.
You're right.
No, that one was created by a writer.
Okay. For Josh, who wishes he could go to sleep now. For Phil, who wishes he never has to defend Dion again, and
he will.
I'm never.
He will tomorrow for our show.
For Ryan, who wishes that he would shut the fuck up and never bring these subjects up again, because we will forever hate him and dislike him if he ever does. For Connor, who wishes that, I also hope that Ryan never brings these topics up again. This has been the Week Zero podcast. We'll be back on Thursday, where we cannot promise at all that we will have
Not talk about Dion.
There might be another MJ LeBron.